Thanks for tuning in to hashtag AskFYE Google Hangouts. Here to answer your questions are academic counselors from LSU UCFY, Ashley Granger and Erin Anthony. Thanks, ladies, for being here today. Before we dive into the questions, don't forget you can submit questions as the Hangout is going live on Twitter using hashtag AskFYE. So just to start things off, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at UCFY?
You want to start off first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Okay. Hi, my name is Erin Anthony, and I'm one of the counselors in the Center for Freshman Year over in 150 Allen Hall. While primarily I am an academic advisor, I do, advising on pretty much everything that affects a student's life at LSU, their academic well-being, and we talk about all kinds of issues during our meetings and sessions. So, but we also do, I also do, and a lot of the programs, a lot of the extra things besides advising I do with Ashley too. So we coordinate a number of programs, True Colors, our Majors Exploration Initiative. We have the SDSU summer program, tours during orientation, just so many different things just to enhance the first year experience. So that's pretty much it.
That's your spill. All right. Hey, I'm Ashley Granger, freshman advisor over in UCFY. So I've been on campus for quite a while. I'm actually coming from the Student Help Center. I was there for 6 years. Now I've moved over into academic advising. So I've been doing that. December will be 4 years. So definitely work with Erin. She is my partner in crime of working with freshmen and helping you guys adjust and questions that you have about your majors and your minors and classes and anything else that you may need to make sure that you're adjusted well here, because I definitely want you to be successful LSU Tigers for you to become successful LSU alum, because you're representing my institution. So,
What's a fun fact about UCFY? Something fun that happens in the office.
Fun that happens in the office? Well, we're supposed to have fun at work. I didn't know. Okay. I thought this was just an audition for a reality show, but I didn't know I'm answering questions about work. Okay. So definitely, a lot of people don't know that we are the largest college on campus. So we have over 5,000 students on our campus. So 5,000 students who are enrolled in UCFY. Definitely your parents may know it if they're LSU alum as junior division or JD. So we've turned over to UCFY. So the fact that a large number of our students, also too, we house pre-nursing. So any of our students who are coming in for allied health, so dental hygiene, pre-nursing, some of our courses that move on over to LSU Shreveport and LSU New Orleans for their medical schools, we hold those majors.
Yeah. And we do so much throughout the year, especially in the summer. I think that's when we really get a chance to kind of step outside the office and just interact a lot more, especially with our incoming freshmen. We house a parade. We hold a parade
with stripes. Oh yeah, stripes. Yes.
So a lot of students, if they don't remember anything else about getting introduced to us during the summer, they remember
definitely stripes
coming in to our little pep rally.
Pep rally, absolutely.
The wind bar we have in our office and all kinds of stuff. And so Ashley actually was pretty integral in bringing that project about a couple of years ago. So we have fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Sounds like it. So I guess let's move into our scheduling questions.
All right.
So the first one we have is, how does scheduling for next semester work? Can you give an overall kind of breakdown of it?
Okay, so scheduling actually starts like October 25th, and then from there it depends on what your priority code is. So the 25th is basically when graduating seniors start, and then from there it moves on to if you have a certain priority code, if you're an athlete, if you're in the honors college, if you are a note taker for disability services, and so forth. So it actually goes by the amount of hours that you already have earned, plus the hours that you're currently enrolled in. The majority of our UCFY students do schedule between November 6th to probably November 12th is the majority of UCFY students when they register. So basically what happens is at 5 o'clock on the date that you're able to register, you log into your MyLSU account and you will start registering your classes from there. However, you definitely can look on course offerings before your time to schedule and kind of make out that mock schedule, because that will definitely help you to make that process go a little bit faster.
Okay. I guess you covered that when spring scheduling starts. How can students find out when their particular scheduling date is?
Well, they actually do get emails that tell them
Okay.
when they're going to schedule at 5 p.m. what specific day. We do find that in talking to a lot of the students, they don't recall getting an email. So this is something we really stress to them when we have the opportunity to talk to them, is that you really have to check your emails, pay attention to those emails. We do realize you get a lot of them, but when you see University College on an email or something, that pertains to that, just pay attention to it, because it has all that information on it. But just in case you don't remember getting it, can't find it, then you can always come to a counselor and we will let you know exactly when your date is.
Okay.
Yeah, so the registrar's office actually sent out those emails of when the student's priority code is and what time they register. We do find that some students who have their LSU emails forwarding onto a Yahoo or Gmail account, typically if they come from LSU, it gets kicked back or put into their junk folder. So I would definitely, and since now we've moved over to the new system of the Outlook with LSU, I would definitely get everything straight and merge with that and just use that one email account, because so you won't miss any information, because the registrar's office emails you, the bursar's office emails you to let you know when your the due date is, when you need to complete registration, and then also we email our students as well concerning their midterm grades, when to make an appointment with us if they want to change their major, just all of those things.
Okay, awesome. How do you actually read the degree audits? How can students better understand how to decipher what their degree audit is telling them?
Okay, well, tell them a little bit about the website.
Okay. Well, for one, your degree audit is viewed under your MyLSU account. Okay, and so it does look different from us to how we view it in the mainframe. So how it's coded with us is plus means you completed it, a minus means you still have it left to do, and a hashtag sign means that you are currently enrolled in a class that fits that requirement. So your degree audit is your contract. So if the class is not listed on that contract, then it doesn't go towards your hours towards for you graduating here at LSU for that requirement. Now it does go into your cumulative GPA, but it may not go towards your 120 hours needed to be able to graduate. So that's where we would advise students to come in, we print out their audit, we explain everything to them of what classes that they're needed. On your MyLSU account, you'll have an okay by it, is when you have it done. You'll have a green light and there's a red light as well. So it definitely looks different to how we view it.
Okay. How can students change their major? How do they go about doing that?
Well, it depends. If they are a UCFY student, meaning their college, when they look on their MyLSU, they're going to see UCFY there as their senior college. So if they are with us, they definitely need to come and see us. We do have some freshmen that come in who are in the College of Agriculture, Art and Design, or Music and Dramatic Arts. In that instance, that student really needs to touch base with their senior college first, and then we can work with them after that as far as making the transition. But if they're in any of the other senior colleges, then they need to come and see us in Allen Hall 150, and we will talk to them about it. And the reason why is because they can't really, there's so many things that need to be considered when you change your major, such as your CATS requirements. We may have to do some resetting of your tracking semester. We need to talk about that. We need to make sure it's a good fit for you. So we really want to meet with you before you do that. So as a result, you're required to come in. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you are in that senior college of Art and Design, Music and Dramatic Arts, or Ag, and you want to change your major outside of that college, for instance, I had a student who was in textiles and merchandising. She wanted to switch over to dental hygiene. You can definitely meet with us. We'll go ahead and go over your audit, the classes that you'll need for next semester. But each senior college has a procedure to go ahead and get them spaced out. So sometimes we're able to call that senior college and let them know, hey, Erin Anthony wants to change her major from music education to dental hygiene. Can you space them out? We can work with that and pick you up and add you into our college. But other senior colleges may want you to come in and fill out a form for you to let them know why you wanted to change their major, because everyone is kind of keeping numbers and statistics of where their students are going and why they're choosing to change majors and so forth.
So it saves time. If you're not in UCFY, touch base with that senior college you're in and see how they want you to go about it.
Okay. Is it a similar process with adding a minor or changing a minor or declaring one?
If you're in our college, it's just a matter of coming in and telling us that you would like to declare a minor, and we'll go ahead and go over the classes that you need to declare a minor. Minors are anywhere between 18 to 24 hours. There are some minors that are off limits to certain students. So for instance, you can't be a biology major and you want to minor in photography. So some of those minors are only for art and design majors because of how their classes run. You know, some students don't realize one art class is a 6-hour lab. So it's kind of hard to fit in a 6-hour lab when you're taking genetics and microbiology. Other minors are not available to students. For instance, if you're a general business major, your minor cannot be business administration. So you would have to choose another minor. If you want to choose a minor for mass comm, you need to have a 3.0 to be able to declare that minor. However, again, you come into our office, you tell us what you want to change with your major and minor. We'll add that, you know, to your program. We'll print out that audit, and we'll let you know if you meet the requirements or not.
Okay. Is there any place a student can find their current GPA, and if so, where would that be?
So current GPA, as in we are an incoming freshman, right? And we are looking at what our classes are technically like now.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, one thing, you got to look on your Moodle, right, to know where exactly you are. Remember, we are on that plus or minus system. So you need to look, every instructor has to do the plus and minus system. Every instructor as well has to list on their syllabus the scale. So, you know, you need to know if you have a 83 in the test or the course, is it a B minus, is it a B, or is it a B plus? Because that is totally different with your quality points. There are some students who are coming in and we are kind of helping them calculate their GPA. Again, it is what you are reporting to us. Okay, so if you're reporting to me, you're going to get, you know, 2 B minuses, a B and an A plus. I will show you how to calculate that and what your projected GPA will be. Okay, but do not come back in my office telling me you calculated me wrong, Miss Ashley. I'm like, well, you also told me you were going to get an A plus and 3 B minuses. You didn't say you're going to get a C. So that's a difference. Okay, that's a difference. So again, we're calculating off of what you have told us.
It's only an estimate at this
Exactly.
point.
Yeah. Don't have your mama call me about that. All right. You know you're supposed to be doing your work and what you need to do.
If there's a student who's already spent a semester here and their GPA is established online, they can find it on Moodle
On their
as well.
degree, yeah, on their degree
Okay.
audit. On their degree audit, actually will list that as well. And so they're already established. Again, you have your cumulative GPA. That's your dual enrollment, any class you've ever done on a college level. That's your cumulative. But you'll also have an LSU system GPA. That's anything you've ever done within the LSU system. Okay. Some students, all their classes are in the LSU system, so they have 1 GPA. But there are some students who come in with dual enrollment. So let's say McNeese. So their cumulative GPA may be a 3.0 and their LSU GPA may be a 2.5. So there's also two thing you need to understand about your cumulative and LSU system GPA. To be in good standing with LSU, your LSU GPA has to be at a 2.0 or higher. There are students who do come in with a cumulative GPA of a 3.0, but their LSU GPA is below a 2.0. Therefore, they're not in good academic standing. So understand that.
And just to kind of piggyback on what Ashley said, you know, I think it's important for students to understand that if you are, you know, in maybe if you're not in good standing at LSU, you cannot go to another university and take courses and, you know, have a great GPA and think it's going to correct the
LSU
issues
GPA.
at
Yeah.
LSU. Your LSU GPA is not going to move if those classes were not taken at LSU. So, you know, that's important too, I think, for students to understand, and always come and talk to a counselor about that. If you're thinking about going and taking classes somewhere else, just come in and talk with us, and we'll kind of help you understand if you're going to accomplish the goal that you have set.
Okay. We had a few questions submitted about the difficulty of classes and how to tell what you can handle. So is there a way to tell before the course load of a class the difficulty and how you should schedule other classes based on, to plan ahead?
Well, there's definitely tools like Rate My Professor. Of course, a lot of students are using that to see, how instructors are. There are certain departments that will list their course offerings for the spring. So for instance, the history department is listing their course offerings for the spring with a description by each instructor. So let's say we have 4 sections of History 2055. Each instructor has provided a description of how they're going to teach the course and evaluate the course. So you may have an instructor that says, I will have 3 exams. And then you have one instructor that may say, I'm going to provide 2 exams and 2 papers. So you can help, that can, help you prepare of what your load would be. You got to stay in your lane, boo. Like I've told y'all that before as well. I mean, just because your roommate's in here at 18 hours and they're doing well, or your, big sister came in at 15, but if 12 is all you can handle, then 12 is what you can do. I don't know if you're going to get a boyfriend or girlfriend and all that time that's going to be taken away from that, because they take your time away, or if you're going to do a part-time job or anything like that. I don't know. So you need to know what's going to be best for you, and of course, and to stay in your lane. So, 15 hours with a 2.5, okay, or can you do 12 hours with a 3.8? Think about that. So if you are considering trying to do chancellor's list or the dean's list, you got to have the 15 hours on your schedule completed to be able to make that. So if you have less than 15 hours and you still hit over that 3.5, you're not going to be able to be listed on the dean's list or the chancellor's list, because you got to be at 15 hours for that. But, stay in your lane.
And don't assume there are easy classes. We get that all the time.
Yes. Can you tell me which class will help my GPA?
Yeah,
a class that you pass that helps your GPA. Okay.
Yeah, and it varies.
Yeah.
What's easy for one person, or
Absolutely.
And it's gonna just really depend on so many things. Are you interested in that subject? Well, if you're not interested in it, then no, it's probably not.
If you don't like Shakespeare, don't take Shakespeare.
Right.
Simple as that. Right. Why'd you sign up for Shakespeare if you hate Shakespeare? Really?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a specific question from an accounting student. And the question is, I'm a freshman at LSU this year with an attended major in accounting, currently taking the first ISDS class, and I already have credit for the second ISDS course from high school. Am I able to take the third ISDS course this spring?
Okay, so it depends on, some ISDS courses will transfer over as like a statistics course. So I would definitely have to look at the audit to make sure that that ISDS course that you took in high school with dual enrollment actually transfers as ISDS 2000. So understand as well, the next ISDS, it goes from ISDS 1102, then ISDS 2000, and then ISDS 2001. Now, to get to 2001, of course, you need credit in 2000. But to enroll in ISDS 2000, you also need credit in business calculus. So if you do have credit in ISDS 1102 and you have credit in ISDS 2000, I would advise not to jump into 2001 if you do not have business calc completed. Okay, so that would be, my concern. But again, as an accounting major, you have a lot other courses that you're able to choose as well. You still have your communication studies courses you need to do. You still need to do your accounting 2001. You still need your econ 2000, econ 2010 you're able to choose from. You still have 3 humanities you need to choose from, your natural sciences. So I would definitely, get those. Also be aware that accounting, you need a 3.0 cumulative GPA. So you want to schedule SMART so you can build that 3.0 GPA for you to be able to apply to the business college. Because if you do not have that 3.0 GPA cumulatively, you're not able to apply to the business college as an accounting major.
Right. So check your prereqs. You can go on the catalog online on the LSU website, and you can do a search, and you can look at the different classes and see what they require. So that way, you know exactly what you need to have before you try to enroll in one of your courses.
Okay. Yeah. We have another specific question. If there's a certain class that I wish to take, how will I know if that class exists? So for instance, I'm interested in urban legends. Is there a class available that teaches anything to that nature?
So typically those special topics and themes, those are typically like literature courses. So like currently right now, if you look on the spring offerings, if you look up any of the English courses, you'll see, English 2025, your fiction and poetry and so forth. There will be a message by certain sections that have a certain theme for it. So there are some themes that are focusing on Southern literature. There are some themes that are focusing on science. There's some that focus on horror and film. So you could look possibly at a literature course and, to see if one is focusing on urban legends. There's also the history department is doing a lot of new things to where I know one history course that's coming up is called Goddesses to Witches, where they're focusing on women's history. Now, is there a course at LSU that's called Bigfoot 1001? No, there's not. But you can look at certain, topics, history and literature, and see if they have those certain themes being offered to where they would focus on urban legends.
Okay. We have a few questions about TOPS and fee bill. Does TOPS go away?
I can't pay your fee bill.
Does TOPS go away after a semester or a year?
So okay. TOPS pays for 8 semesters. All right. So you enter in as a brand new freshman. Okay. You have to be full time up until the 15th day of class. So at this time, so understand this. November 6th at 4:30 is the last day to drop a class with a W. If you are going to get a D or an F in a class, I would advise you to take the W, okay, because it will affect your GPA, all right? Can't drop it because I'm going to drop to part-time, going to lose my TOPS. No, don't forget, 15th day, okay? So at this time, it is safe to drop to part-time and still keep TOPS. TOPS looks for a 2.0 cumulative GPA at the end of every fall semester, okay? At the end of spring semester, they're going to be looking for 24 credit hours earned, 0.3 if you're under 48 hours earned. If you're at 48 hours earned and above, they're going to be looking for a 2.5. If you drop down to 10 this semester, you're going to need to pick up your 24. So let's say you did not get your 24 credit hours earned. Yes, you have lost TOPS forever. Doesn't matter if you come back with a 4.0 and a cure for cancer, you are not getting that money. You do not get the 24 credit hours earned. Get 24 credit hours earned. You did not make the GPA of a 2.3. You definitely have the option of getting TOPS back. You have 2 years to be able to get the TOPS back. Now understand, 24 credit hours earned and the 2.3 cumulative GPA can be reached during fall semester, winter session, spring semester, spring intersession, summer school, and summer intersession, okay? Understand that summer school and intersessions are paid out of your own pocket, okay? You have all of those opportunities to be able to reach your 24 and your 2.3 cumulative GPA. Dual enrollment, AP, and advanced standing credits, like credits you've got for English and your math or your ACT score, does not count towards your 24 credit hours earned. So please understand that. Even though you come in with 63 hours, but between fall and spring, you only earn 9, you got 9, okay? You don't have 24, okay?
They count what they pay for.
That exactly. They count what they pay for. So that's how TOPS works.
Okay. What is the academic excellence fee on the fee bill?
So academic excellence fee. So I know a little bit of something about a lot of things. And that's one of my little bit of something that I know about a lot of things. So if you look under, the website under the finance administration, under like budget and fees, it's just listing that it enhances, academic programs here. Now, what does that all in detail? I do not know. But if you want more information, again, you can contact with budget and planning, the bursar's office, where they can explain exactly where the fees go. But on the website, it's listed as enhancing academic programs.
Okay. So just kind of wrap things up, what is the one thing you wish students knew about scheduling classes, and what tip or advice would you give them to make scheduling easier?
Oh, okay. I think the biggest one is that they have access to so many tools that will really probably answer a lot of the questions that they have and that they're kind of panicking about, because we see students and they come in and they say, oh, I'm so stressed, I'm worried I'm going to mess up. Well, there were some tools that they got during orientation. Show them the books. These are some of those tools. Exactly. Okay. And even if you don't have these anymore because you left them at home with mom and dad.
When I told you not to at orientation tours, remember that, grasshoppers, I told y'all, keep it with you. Don't send it back to Texas, but you did it anyway. But that's okay, because I have extra copies in my office, okay? So come and get your extra copies.
But when she runs out of copies, there's hope. because they can go to,
on the online catalog. So if you go to the main website, lsu.edu, scroll all the way down, you're going to see catalog. You click on catalog and you find your academic year. If you're a brand new student coming in, you're in the 2015-2016 academic year. From there, you find your college. Then from there, you click on that department. So if you are a psychology major, you would click on College of Humanities and Social Sciences, click on the psychology department, then click on psychology major, and then boom, the semester plan comes out along with your critical tracking. Also, you receive these as well. This gives you a course description of the general education courses. Also, the course description is also listed on the online catalog under course search. So you also have that as well. So these are definitely, you know, some courses. We also emailed students earlier in September that listed if you needed questions. So can you go to that screen about the roll that beautiful bean footage? All right. So I made up this PowerPoint, scheduling for dummies. Understand, I'm not calling you a dummy, but it just gives you a step-by-step screenshot on how to schedule your classes online, because we do realize that some students did not schedule their classes online when they came through at orientation. Okay. And then also too, you did it at orientation. That was the summer. There's a lot of things you may not remember, you know, step by step all the way from the summer. There's things I don't remember step by step from the summer. But that's why we also sent you that email out to give you that information of step by step of how to register your classes. But your Tiger Pass is definitely what you would use. It's helpful. You use your Tiger Pass along with your degree audit. So in your Tiger Pass, if it says semester 2, general education humanities, that's where you look at your audit, and it's going to give you that list of the humanities that you can choose from. And that's what you would choose. If you want more a description of those courses, that's where you would go under the course search and look and see what those courses are, and also too if there are prereqs available, prereqs needed to be able to take those courses.
Right, right. So we want you to be able to come up with a plan. It doesn't have to be the final schedule, but that would at least allow you to have some familiarity with your goals for the next semester. It makes it so much easier when you come in to see us, and you know, we can work with you. It doesn't take as long for us to come up with enough, you know, final plan that you can go in and on your MyLSU and actually type in, and it makes it less stressful for you. So I think if there's anything that we could communicate today, it's for students to just become more aware of the tools that they have. You know, start to, you know, be proactive in that, start looking into your options, and, you know, so come in and then we're able to just kind of tweak your plan.
And make your appointments early. You know, right now, you know, again, every UCFY student has to come into our office to drop a course. Okay. The reason why is because we want to explain to you about your options. Like if you dropped a part-time, if you have a student job, you will lose that student job. Okay. We want to be able to explain to you about your tops. We want to be able to explain, for instance, if you are a psychology, a science major, a biology major, and you drop chemistry 1201 this semester, we want to be able to explain to you, you need to have chemistry on your schedule for next semester, along with biology 1201 if you don't have it yet, and also to math 1550. So there's some things we need to be able to explain to you when you do drop that course. So right now, our hallways are full, our appointments are booked up. So we are trying our best to see every single student right now up until 4:30 on Friday at that that deadline date. However, if you cannot get in to see us by your scheduled time, I want for you to schedule your classes, and when you can make an appointment with us, definitely come in and we can pull up your schedule and see what we need to change. Even if you want to change your major, schedule as if you're doing that new major. Again, you can go on your Tiger Pass, the online catalog as well. Schedule that and we can let you know, yes, you're on the right track. No, you're not on the right track. Let's change this, because, you know, understand too, and that date is, give me one moment, grasshoppers, November 17th. So continuing students, if you have not scheduled a class for spring semester by November 17th, you will be assessed a late fee of $75. Okay. So it breaks my heart when students wait and they don't schedule because they didn't know they wanted to change their major. I want you to get classes on your schedule and get that, because it's definitely a lot easier for us to change your schedule and tweak it when there's something there versus when everything is full, and then you get upset with me because I can only fit you in a 7:30 econ class. That's just what you're going to have to do if you want to keep up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't be afraid to act. Schedule those classes. Do something. Get something started there. We can always go in and change what we've done. It's not the end. You won't break anything. So don't be afraid of that MyLSU and the schedule request. Also, do your My Student Body. Go ahead and do that, because if you have a hold, then that's going to affect your ability to go in and change things. So it doesn't take long. Knock it out, and then that way you won't have any problems with that spring schedule should you need to go in and make some changes.
Okay, awesome. Great advice. Well, thank you, ladies, for being here today. It was very helpful. Thanks, everyone who tuned in. Don't forget that if you want to catch up on any of the last Hangouts, you can go to our website at lsu.edu/FYE, and you can view past Hangouts. So thanks again, and we'll see y'all next time on January 20th.